I bought this house about 11 years ago, and when I first moved in, I started being awakened in the middle of the night by what appeared to be a woman. I asked around and I learned from my neighbors the identity of the woman. She had died in my house, in my room, about 4 years before I bought the house. And interestingly, in between her ownership and mine, there were 4 different owners stayed. I don't know if they saw the specter that I saw, but I spoke to her. I suggested she go into the light, and eventually she just vanished. And then everything was quiet until we had a major rain and hailstorm, and I had a seep in my basement and hired a plumber who broke up the floor in the basement and dug up and put in a sump pump. And then things started getting interesting. One of the first major things was when I was walking down the stairs, and I was right about here when I felt a large, warm hand in the middle of my back. And while it didn't shove completely, I could definitely feel it. In late January, I woke up at about 2:30 in the morning and I heard water running. My first thought was that I must have left the water running after I brushed my teeth. I opened the door and walked in, and it was icy cold in here. I hit the switch to turn on the light, and the sink wasn't running. The bathtub was. The water level was about right here, about an inch from the top of the tub. And this, which I have to put in the tub if I want to take a bath, was still sitting right here. And I looked down, and I couldn't see anything blocking the hair trap, but I reached in anyway, and as soon as my fingers touched the trap, the water started to drain. At that point, I wiped my arm, and I just turned off the light and slammed the door and ran back to bed and hid under the covers. Along with lights turning themselves off and on in the basement and in the closet in my bedroom, I was lying in bed asleep. This was about a week after the bathtub incident, and I had that feeling that someone was staring at me. So I rolled onto my back and started to sit up when I felt something hit me really hard. At that point, I fell back onto my pillow and there was nothing in my room except for my dog. She had shoved her backside in between the nightstand and my bed, and her hackles were up and her ears were back, and she was staring at the foot of the bed. I didn't see anything at the foot of the bed. We walked around the house, the doors were locked, and this is the last little remnant of that. And that was about 3 weeks ago. I don't really feel safe in my bedroom anymore, so I say a prayer before I go to bed each night.